pass up off a shot that looked like Schween had the line, and she dug it up.
Shayna Shocker with a quick attack for the kill. Hastings within 2 again, 19-17. This is as close as they have got for quite some time. See if they can get a big point here. Taylor Jordan will serve. 5'4" junior from Lakewood, Colorado. Serving and back row specialist. Serve taken by Lee. Martinez to Williams. Out of bounds it goes. And Hastings within 1 at 19-18.
Okay, so now the Broncos have found their rhythm. Now the Broncos are hanging right there with Lee. They know that first set was a bit of an anomaly, and they're right there. Let's take this one down the stretch.
Outside is Zelenovic. Broncos scramble, hit across by Nickel, and she ties it. Kristen Nickel with the kill, her 6th, ties it at 19 in this second set.
Now we'll test the poise of Lee. Lee has been poised throughout this match. Lee has kept pedal to the metal most of the time. Now they're even. Let's see if they can recover a little bit from a charge from the Broncos.
And a nice right side attack by Sumida. 8 kills for Sumida. And Lee pulls back in front by 1, 20-19.
And I guess the early answer on that one is absolutely yes. That was a fine attack by Lee.
And a service error by Lee University. The libero, Pygon, misses with the serve. And it ties it at 20. So Hastings can take their first lead in this match with a point. It'll be Nickel to serve. Nickel serves it short. Martinez outside to Zelenovic, and it's wide. Was there a touch? No touch. Point Hastings.
And that'll draw a timeout from the Lee bench. As you said, Hastings has their first lead at 21-20.
First timeout called by Lee University. Hastings left with 1 in this second set. Hastings try to tie it at 1 set apiece. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to NEI Championship Volleyball on the web. Welcome back to the Tyson Event Center, site of the 2012 NEI Volleyball National Championship. Second set between Hastings and Lee. It is Hastings with a 1-point lead, 21-20. Each team left with 1 timeout. Kirsten Nickel to serve for the Broncos to try to extend the lead. This is the first lead of the match for the Broncos. And there's a block by Shocker. Lee went outside of Zelenovic. Shocker with the block. And Hastings with a 2-point lead, 22-20. Nickel will continue serve. Broncos trying to tie the match up at 1 set apiece. Martinez on the slide. It goes to Paula Martins, who hits it down for the kill. Lee back to within 1, 22-21. They can tie it here. Martins to serve. Sorry, it's Sumida. Sumida to serve. And a serve taken by Jordan. Beardsley underneath. Outside it goes to Schween. And she puts it away for the kill. Kendra Schween with another kill. Her 6th. Hastings up 23-21.
And again, part of what Hastings has been able to do now in this second set relative to the first one is get side outs. And then they just need to pick up a point or two close to the set right here.
Kinney with serve. Osterhaus blocks it back, and a nice play by Martinez. Camille Martinez, the setter, puts it over on the second hit for the kill. Haven't seen a lot of that from either setter. Martinez with her first, and then Lee within 1. Here's a serve coming from Zelenovic. Hastings handles it, outside Schween. Down for the kill. Kendra Schween with 7 kills, and it's set point coming up for Hastings. 24-22. Serving will be the setter, Haley Beardsley. Beardsley into the middle of the court. Serves it at the libero, Pygon. Martinez outside to Ojukwu. Cross court and down. The set was off the net, but Ojukwu with a nice kill. 9 kills for Ojukwu. Lee stays alive in set number 2.
Set off the net just enough to give Ojukwu some more options than he sometimes has, and a nice off the side of the block and down in the sideline.
Martins to serve, and on the slide, it's blocked back by Lee. Hastings scrambles, they'll send it over. Martinez, backside attack, blocked back by Schween. Lee will go to Ojukwu. Dug up nicely in the back row by Nickel. Schween, left side for the set. Dug up by Lee. And no, it's out of bounds. Point Hastings. And they have just tied this match up at 1 set apiece. Kendra Schween on the left side finishes off Lee in set number 2. This match is tied at 1.
And we're gonna be looking at a couple more sets, I think, maybe even 3 more sets that look an awful lot like that one. Both teams are in rhythm now. Both teams are intimidated by the other, and we're tied at 1.
We will take a 2-minute break and be back with more from the Tyson Event Center Gateway Arena. You're listening to North NEI Volleyball on the web. Welcome back to the 2012 NEI Volleyball National Championship. We are at the Tyson Event Center Gateway Arena in Sioux City, Iowa. Elimination round as Hastings, the 8th seed, and Lee, the 9th seed. They're at a 1-1 tie. Lee with a 25-15 win in the first set. Hastings responds with a 25-23 win in set number 2. And by the numbers, Lee hitting 391 compared to 317 for the Broncos. And individually, Nicole Sumida with 8 kills for Lee. Zelenovic with 10. And Ojukwu with 9. Hastings led by Kendra Schween with 9. 6 for Kirsten Nickel. Set number 3 underway. Broncos tip it, covered by Lee. Martinez outside to Zelenovic, and she puts it down for the kill. Maria Zelenovic with a kill, puts Lee on the board first. here in the third set. The match tied at 1 set apiece. And Lee will serve. It'll be the libero Pygon to start serving for Lee. Outside attack by Nickel. Dug up by Lee. And they'll set up Martins out of the middle, and Martins puts it away for the kill. Paula Martins with the kill. And actually, it's going to be waved off. She was into the net, so it's 1-1 on the attack error. And back to serve will be Taylor Jordan for Hastings. Jordan, short serve, taken by Lee University. And nobody home on that. Samaida has it blocked. Lee gets it back. Back row to Ojukwu. Diving save for the Broncos, and a double contact or a back row attack called on Lee. Point for Hastings. They lead 2-1 in set number 3.
Yeah, I think Ojukwu might have just caught the line with her foot as she went up on that attack, which turned a nice back row attack into a attack in the front by the back row.
Zelenovic with the kill on the left side. Zelenovic with 12 kills. Ties it at 2 in set number 3. Of course, there's 2 matches going on right now. Mid-America Nazarene and College of Idaho over on court 2.
And the results over there are College of Mid-America Nazarene has a 2-0 lead over College of Idaho.
Attack error on Martins gives the point to Hastings. 3-2, Hastings with the lead in set number 3. 8-9 matchup. You'd expect to be very close, and this one has been. Each team taking a set. We are in set number 3. Nickel to serve. Taken by Lee. Hit over by Martinez. Hastings can't get to it. And the setter, Camille Martinez, with her second kill, ties it at 3.
Now, we know that both of these setters are capable of doing that in the 5-1 to attack out of that front row. Martinez has been most effective. She's the one that's done it. That's at least her second attack and kill.
Kendra Schween with a big swing on the outside. Schween with the kill. And Hastings on top, 4-3. Schween really got going in that second set for Hastings. Schween now with 10 kills. And a short serve. Here's the attack by Lee. Into the net it goes by Martins. Point for Hastings. Hastings with a 5-3 lead early in set number 3.
First set, it was all Lee. Second set, Hastings stayed even with him and eventually took the lead late and won that set. This is the first time Hastings has been ahead early.
And here's what's the call. It's out of bounds, but what's it going to be? Now the officials are going to talk about it. And they're pointing to the Hastings way. Hastings with the point. 6-3 is the score. So Hastings out to a 6-3 lead in set number 3. Serving will be Kinney. Kinney taken by Ojukwu. Martinez to Ojukwu out of the middle, and that hit goes wide. Another point for the Broncos. Broncos using their momentum that they got late in the second set, jumping out to a quick 7-3 lead here in the third timeout for the Lady Flames. 7-3 is the score. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to NAI Championship Volleyball on the web. Back at the Tyson Event Center Gateway Arena, site of the 2012 NAI Volleyball National Championship. Hastings with a 7-3 lead, and now it's an 8-3 lead. After the lead timeout, Hastings has scored 5 straight points now, and they lead this third set 8-3.
Yeah, biggest service run by either team so far in the set, and Hastings seems to be able to defend a little bit more strongly here against Lee.
Ojukwu misses wide. Attack error on Lee. It's 9-3. Hastings has really elevated their level of play. Lee starting to press a little bit, and some errors that we did not see in that first set.
Yeah, some little errors starting to creep in.
Martinez pushes it over. Broncos get it back. Schween to the back corner, dug up by Davis. Ojukwu left side, tipped by the Broncos, dug up by Nickel. Beardsley to Osterhaus, tips it down for the kill. Jessica Osterhaus with her 6th kill. Hastings on a roll, leading 10-3 in set number 3.
And Hastings continuing to use that hole right behind the middle block for Lee. They haven't filled that one yet. Hastings middles are going right there.
Ojukwu left side, dug up by Kinney and over. Lee will reload. Martinez diving saved by Kinney. Back row to Nickel. Dug up by Lee, scrambling. Ojukwu set away from the net, dug up by Kinney. Beardsley, bump set. Nickel pushes it over to Ojukwu. Martinez keeps it alive, pushed over by Davis. Beardsley outside, Schween, the hammer, blocked back by Lee. Big point by the Lady Flames as they needed that point in a big way, and they got the block by Martinez, the setter.
Yeah, that is a big point for Lee, because I don't think Lee wanted to use another timeout right there. They wanted to let the young ladies get the ship righted by themselves. Here's a chance for them to do that.
And Martins misses with the serve. 11-4, Hastings on top in set number 3. We've had 3 days of pool play matches concluded late last night, past midnight. Actually, it was earlier this morning, as they had to play some tiebreakers in, I believe it was in pool E
and F.
Both had tiebreakers. Zuha on the right side, blocked back by Lee. And now Schween will put it through the block, and a net call on the Lady Flames. Point, Hastings. 12-4 Broncos. Beardsley, the setter, back to serve.
And the things that weren't working for Hastings in the first match are working for Hastings here in the third set.
Beardsley with the serve, brought to the front row, hit over by Lee, back row by Jordan, outside Schween, tipped by the Lady Flames and down. Schween with another kill. She's got 11. 13-4 Hastings. They are rolling. And a couple of subs coming in. Patty Orozco from Sacramento, California coming in. And also in is Courtney Wilson, a senior from Auburndale, Florida. So Coach Andrea Hudson not wanting to use her final timeout, trying to disrupt the rhythm of the Broncos by subbing. Ojukwu left side, blocked back by Osterhaus. Covering is Wilson, and Ojukwu will tool off the block for the kill. Ojukwu with her 10th kill unofficially. 13-5 Hastings. And now Lee will sub in again as Sumida will come back into the game. And Martinez will come in to serve. Martinez will serve. Kinney digs it up. Right side to Schween. Puts it away for the kill. Kendra Schween on the right side. 14-5 Broncos. 12 kills for Kendra Schween.
Of course, Lee had a little bit of the option to do that. They switched from 6-2 to the 5-1, as you said earlier, so they could bring in the alternate setter, but they wanted Martinez to serve. Hastings was fortunate to get out of that service rotation.
Kinney with a nice dig, and what's the call? Player in the net on Hastings. Point Lee, 14-6. Lee will have serve. It'll be Ojukwu back to serve for Lee. Ojukwu to serve, taken by Taylor Jordan. Beardsley to the middle to Osterhaus, blocked by Lauren Williams for Lee. Point for the Lady Flames. 14-7. Hastings on top in this third set. Match tied at 1 set apiece. Ojukwu, short serve taken by Kinney. Beardsley outside to Nickel, blocked back again. That time it was Sumida and Williams combining for the block. And it's 14-8.
And so much like that first set, Ojukwu back to serve is the one that's giving some momentum to Lee.
Beardsley, back row attack to Schween, dug up by Ojukwu. Right side to Sumida. Hastings can't come up with it. Sumida with another kill. And Lee has rattled off 4 straight. Timeout by Hastings and Coach Buttermore. 14-9 is the score in set number 3. Hastings rolling. Lee with a nice little comeback, but still trailing by 5.
And they like this rotation. This has been a good rotation for them so far in the two earlier sets, particularly in the first set. Ojukwu was able to really extend the lead for Lee. When she came back, it was at 6-10, and when she left, it was at 13-10. So she's the one that's trying to right the ship in the service box right now. And for Hastings, boy, you have the momentum. You really want to try and get that back. You don't want to waste that big lead that you built up when you got up to a 9-point 14-5 lead.
Each team left with one timeout. Coach Hudson, she give her credit for not using her final timeout. She did it by putting in some subs, and they're back in this match, trailing by just 5 now, so she's left with one timeout.
I'm sure she thought if she could get out of that rotation, she had Martinez, a good server coming up, and Ojukwu, a good server coming up, and the team could get back in this thing.
Right side attack by Sumida, dug up by Schween. Beardsley outside nickel. And what's the call?
Net violation.
Net violation on Lee. 15-9 in favor of Hastings.
Yeah, that time I think it was Williams that just drifted into the net coming across to set the double block there.
Lindy Matthews back to serve from the Broncos. Matthews serves it up, taken by Pygon. In the middle it goes to Sumida, and she puts it away for the kill. Sumida ran her out of the middle that time. It's 15-10 in favor of Hastings rather. And the libero, Pygon, back to serve. Pygon taken by Schween. Beardsley outside nickel, left side, dug up by Ojukwu, and a player in the net again on Lee. It looked like number 5 was in the net, Sumida. 16-10 Hastings in set number 3. The match tied up at 1 set apiece.
Couple unforced errors at the net there for the Lee Flames, and they don't need those right now.
Taylor Jordan with the serve, serves it long. On the side out, Lee will have serve, trailing by 5 in set number 3. And back to serve is Sumida. Taken by Schween, overpass, Hastings scrambles, and a legal back row attack on Lee. And another unforced error, really, by the Lady Flames. 17-11. Serving will be nickel for the Broncos.
Right now this has the feel of a game where the next team that gets the little run is the one that's going to take control of the set.
Martinez setting up Zelenovic, dug up by the Broncos. Cross court by Shocker on the slide. Lee will return it. And Jordan with the dig. Beardsley outside to Schween. Tips it. Lee keeps it alive. Hit down by Schween. Kendra Schween with the kill. 13 for Schween. 18-11, Hastings with the lead.
And you can see why Kendra Schween was Player of the Year in her conference, in the Great Plains Athletic Conference.
Orozco and Wilson back into the for Martinez and Davis. So Lee going to
Orozco will set here.
Orozco will set. And back to serve will be Nickel. And she serves it short. And a service error into the net it goes. 18-12, Hastings with the advantage. And serving will be Zelenovic. Zelenovic to serve, taken by the Broncos. Beardsley setting up to Schween. Gets it around the block, dug up by Pygon. Hit over by Ojukwu. Beardsley, back row attack, Nickel, missed it. Nickel had the back row attack, had what they wanted. She just missed it wide. Point for Lee. 18-13, Lee within 5. Zelenovic back to serve. Taken by Jordan. Beardsley. Outside it goes to Schween. Big swing. Down for the kill. Kendra Schween with 14 kills. 19-13 is the score. And back to serve will be Carissa Kinney, the libero for the Broncos. Kinney to serve. She serves it short. Taken by Pygon. Outside to Ojukwu. And it's down on the Hastings side. Point No, Hastings, yeah, it was a point for Lee. 19-14 is the score. And back to serve will be Martins, taken by the Broncos. Beardsley outside, Schween, cross court, down. Schween with another kill. 15 kills for Schween. 13 of those coming in the last 2 sets. She really never got on track in the first, but you see what she can do for this team in sets 2 and 3.
Well, you talk about a team being in system, and when Hastings is in system, they're going to go to Schween.
Pushing it over was Wilson, kept alive by the Broncos. Attack out of the middle, blocked back by Osterhaus. They went to Orozco in the middle, and Osterhaus with the block. 21-14, Hastings with the lead.
Tell you right now, both teams have been most effective going out of the left side. We haven't seen a lot of right side attack, except for a slide or two, and we haven't seen much out of the middle either.
Beardsley serves it in the net, point for Hastings. 21-15 Broncos. And back to serve will be Camille Martinez. Back to the original lineup here for Lee. Martinez will set the next 3 spots. Taken by Schween. Beardsley, right side Schween. Cross court, dug up by Martinez. The libero Pygon keeps it alive. Hit over by Lee. And another big swing. Down for the kill. Katie Zuha with her first kill. 22-15 is the score. Zuha, we haven't called her name much. If she gets going, that's just going to add to the weapons that Hastings has.
Yeah, you're right. Not a lot of right side attack by either group, so we haven't heard a lot of Zuha.
Schween with the serve, kept alive by Lee. Hit down by Osterhaus. Osterhaus with the block. 23-15, and a timeout called by Lee.
And right now, Hastings serving is really taking Lee out of system dramatically. Lee's hasn't been able to get into that nice rhythm they had early on in the match, especially in the first set. Hastings has taken that away with some good, effective serving. Lee has to find an answer for that. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get this set, but when they go into that 4th set now, Lee's going to have to respond with a lot better passing than what they're doing right now.
By the numbers, Lee, they were hitting over 400 in that first 2 sets. They've cooled off considerably, hitting 248. Hastings has climbed all the way to hitting 304 in this match. 23-15, Hastings with the lead in set number 3. The Broncos and Lee all tied up at 1 set apiece. This is that critical set.
Yeah, this is the one that can really establish some momentum. I think maybe a little bit less if Lee had taken it, but Hastings recovers in the 2nd set, kind of gains the momentum at the end of that 2nd set, and they've been able to carry that over. And the big service rotation when Kinney was back serving and scored 8 points in a row really set Hastings up.
Out of the timeout, Schween misses with the serve, 23-16. Hastings still just 2 points away from a 2-1 lead. Ojukwu will go back to serve for the Lady Flames.
So look for a lot of nickel here with Schween in the back row.
And a reach over by Lee University on Sumida. It'll be set point coming up for Hastings. Kind of a broken play, overpass by the Broncos, but Lee reaches over the net, and it'll be set point for Hastings.
Now, we don't have a good angle to see if that did or did not break the plane, but the down official said it didn't.
Zelenovic over, and the Broncos can't return it. Zelenovic with the kill. That's going to extend the set. Lee still alive, trailing 24-17. And the libero, Libby Pygon, back to serve. Pygon hits the top of the tape. A near ace, pushed over by Schween. Martinez, right side to Sumida. Dug up by Hastings. Back row attack to Schween. Dug up by the Lee University Flames. Sumida, right side attack, punched up by Hastings. Sent over by Nickel. Sumida, outside it goes to Zelenovic. Kept alive by the Broncos. Long run for Beardsley. Hit over by Kinney. Here comes Lee. Martinez. And it's blocked back by Nickel. Point. Hastings set. Hastings, they win it 25-17. They lead this match 2-1.
Yeah, a little disappointing finish there for Lee. They had a free ball and they couldn't run anything really effective off of that free ball. So they've got a little work to do here between sets to get themselves righted again. Pretty dominant set that time by Hastings.
So Hastings leads 2-1. We'll take a break. You are listening to NEI Championship Volleyball on the web. Welcome back to the Tyson Event Center, Gateway Arena, site of the 2012 NAI Volleyball National Championship. It is Hastings with a 2-1 lead over Lee in this play-in match into the quarterfinals. Hastings the 8th seed, Lee the 9th seed. It was Lee taking the first set, 25-15. Hastings has come back to take the sets 2 and 3, 25-23, 25-17. Over on the other court, Mid-America Nazarene and College of Idaho. It's Mid-America Nazarene with a 2-0 lead, and they lead 23-20 in the third set. And that is also a play-in game into the quarterfinals. Taking a look at some of the numbers of this one as I pull up the live stats. I spoke too soon. They've kind of gone away on me, but it'll be the fourth set, and Byron Hastings has come back after a somewhat sluggish start in that first set. They've really taken control of this match.
Yeah, I think they showed a little bit of the effects of that Midnight Madness they played last night to get here. But the other thing that they did was they know they can come from behind. And they were aware that even though Lee had all the momentum and had a strong play in the first set, they knew that they had it in them to come back, and they did in the second, and then they swept through the third.
Hastings will have serve in this fourth set, and it is Lee coming out with the first point of that fourth set. Lee with the point, and they lead 1-0. Now I got the numbers. Lee hitting 213 compared to 287 for the Broncos. Give you some of the individual leaders here in a minute. Ojukwu to serve, taken by Jordan. On the slide is Shocker, and it's blocked back in a big way by Zelenovic. Lee out to a quick 2-0 lead in this fourth set, a set that they desperately need to keep their season alive.
Yeah, an interesting change by Lee, in that Ojukwu is the first server for them in this set.
Back row attack by Schween, and it's returned by Lee, and it's pushed down by Zelenovic. Zelenovic with another play at the net. Lee out to a quick 3-0 lead.
Yeah, Ojukwu's serving rotation has clearly been the best for Lee so far, and the Lee coaching staff decided we're going to open with that one instead of opening with Pagon.
Beardsley outside to nickel, dug up by Lee. kept alive by Pygon. Zelenovic hits it over. Hastings is going to return it. Here comes Lee. Right side to Sumida. Blocked back by the Broncos. Hit over by Lee. Hastings keeps it alive. Schween sends it over. Here comes Lee on the outside. Zelenovic dug up and over by the Broncos, and now it falls on the Broncos side. Hastings on the defense that entire point. Finally, Lee puts it away, and it's 4-0 Flames.
Okay, so we asked the question, could Lee right the ship during that period between the two sets? And the answer is clearly yes, and they're kind of saying to the Broncos, remember set one, here we come again.
Nickel on the outside, dug up by the Lady Flames. Sumida tries to attack. Hastings gets it back row attack to Schween, hits it long, point Lee. So Lee out to a 5-0 lead. Over on the other court, it looks like Mid-America Nazarene has just advanced to the quarterfinals. They will take on fourth-seeded Biola. Mid-America with a straight set win over College of Idaho. Timeout here on court one as Lee out to a 5-0 lead in this fourth set. And the Broncos will call a timeout as this one has been all Lee in the fourth set.
Yeah, over on the other court, that was a straight set win, as you said, Matt. It was 26-24, 25-19, and 25-23. They were close sets, but ultimately Mid-America Nazarene prevailed in all of them, and Mid-America is undefeated so far here at the tournament.
Mid-America Nazarene advances to the quarterfinals. They were the third seed in Pool E. And but they ran the table and were undefeated in Pool E, defeated Hastings, Embry-Riddle, and Bellevue. And so Mid-America and Nazarene continues their run. Hastings comes out of the timeout with a point. Shayna Shocker with the play and the kill, her seventh, and scoring the first point in this fourth set. 5-1, Hastings trailing in the fourth. It'll be Kirsten Nickel back to serve. Nickel taken by Zelenovic, and they'll go to Zelenovic, blocked back by Shocker. Lee will reload, they'll push it over. Covered by Kinney in the back row. Beardsley outside, Schween. Cross court and down, Kendra Schween. I believe that is 16 kills for Schween. And that is a game high. 7 for Shocker, 6 for Osterhaus, 8 for Nickel. Lee is led by Zelenovic with 14, Ajuku with 12, 10 for Sumida. Outside to Zelenovic, blocked back by the Broncos. She'll get it back over the block, covered by Nickel. Beardsley underneath it, back row attack to Nickel, over the block, covered by Pygon. Outside to Sumida, dug up by Jordan, near overpass, kept alive by Hastings. Beardsley outside to Schween, blocked back by Lauren Williams with the block for Lee, and it's 6-2 in favor of the Lady Flames.
Yeah, Broncos that time got stuck running everything on the left side of the court, and that kind of attracted a few blockers, and good defense set up by Lee to get the point in the side out.
Pygon to serve. Hastings will scramble and hit it over by Jordan. Hits the net. Martinez right side to Sumida. And it's dug up by the Broncos, and a violation on Hastings. Point Lee. 7-2, Lady Flames taking control in this fourth set, trying to force a fifth and final set. Pygon back to serve, it'll go long. Point Hastings. 7-3 is the score in set number 4. Back to serve will be Carissa Kinney, the libero.
And Kinney's the one that ran out the 6 straight points on service here. Only one set ago. They need her right now to get them back into contact with Lee.
Martinez sets out to Zelenovic, kept alive by the Broncos. Schween with a big swing.